Hey guys, Cameron here from Palmetto State Armory, and today we're out at the South Carolina Waterfowl Association. We're going to be talking to you about our partnership with them and how we help support and passing on the passion for wildlife conservation. So now let's go inside to the Boyd Center where their main chow hall is and see what's going on in there. So here we are, we're inside Boyd Dining Hall. This is where all the campers will come in and eat, as well as host other events. So now we're gonna be joined by David, who is the founder and president of the South Carolina Waterfowl Association, and Ed LaRocque, who is one of the founders of JGE Capital. So thanks again, guys, for letting us come out here. This is awesome to see. It's exciting to see the events and the magnitude of what you guys do here. So David, tell me how you thought about starting this.
Well, it's, I started South Carolina Waterfowl in 1986. I'm a waterfowl biologist, and I grew up hunting and fishing with my dad, and that's where I got my passion for the outdoors, is spending time with him. I'm so blessed. I spent over 2,000 days hunting and fishing with my dad. And I'm a biologist, so I started this in '86. I'd worked for Ted Turner, managing land, and that was a great experience, but I modeled this after California waterfowl. Got it started with a few great people, volunteers, and my dad always challenged me. He goes, "Son, what's more important, people or wildlife?" And back then I said, "Well, wildlife habitat, Dad." And he said, "No, son, it's people. You got to get people excited about conservation, about the outdoors. That's the future." So with that in mind, we started out doing habitat. We got this great piece of land in 1994, and the idea was, let's build the nation's greatest wildlife education center, and that's what we've done here, to pass on this outdoor heritage to the next generation.
That's awesome. So how big is this? Like, how big is like the whole area that you guys have
Our
here?
main campus here is about 750 acres, and then we have some properties down the road. We have another 650 acres down the road. So where we have parent-child hunts, we have different youth hunting programs. We have a lot of habitat management that we do on those areas. And then we are able to run all kinds of cool activities for the kids. And summer camp, which is Camp Woody.
Yep.
That's for the kids that want to get into hunting and fishing. And then we have Camp Leopold, which is 28 weeks of school year camp, teaching kids about natural resource conservation.
So are you focusing on like the relationship with the kids, right? That's what mainly this is for, right? Is
That's
passing
right.
it on, right?
Let's get these kids excited about the outdoors. Let's teach them skills, hunting, fishing, trapping skills in the summer. And then for the school kids during the school year, it's let's open their eyes to nature, to conservation. We have everything from wetland ecology classes to forest ecology, classes about soil conservation, wildlife identification. We have a waterfowl aviary. And then we do all the other fun camp stuff, climbing walls and zip lines and just canoeing and fishing and just getting them fired up about being outside.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Ed, so this is obviously, you're a huge outdoorsman, right? So this is very, very like in your wheelhouse. So tell me why it's so important for Palmetto State Armory to be involved and help support this.
Well, I think the main part is it is youth conservation or getting them active into gun safety, firearms and stuff like that. And I think, it starts with the youth. Where else can you get somebody involved safely in this and know the background and what all turns into, being a part of Palmetto State Armory, or where do you get your firearms from? Where do you get your hunting clothes from and stuff? So it's I've been part of this since 2001 when I brought Cody out here for the first time. Now you see what he does.
Now he's about it. Now he's taking his kids, right? Exactly. Now it's passing it on to the next generation. No, that's awesome. That's awesome to see. So let's talk a little bit about like where you guys are wanting to be, right? So, we're doing this mega raffle together, right? So we're helping, try and raise awareness to what you guys are doing here to help support and help fund some of the new projects you guys are doing here. So tell me like where you want this to be, 5 to 10 years from now.
Well, and we're, right now we have about another $14 million in expansion that we're doing. The Mega Conservation Education Raffle is helping to fund that. And I can't thank PSA enough for their effort. They have stepped up in a huge way to help market that to all of their great customers who also care about this. And so that's generating revenue for us. We raised about $1.5 million last year to help with expansion projects. We have a lot of great other major donors. So, and Ed not only helps through PSA, but through the construction company donating their time, helping us to build facilities at the lowest cost possible. So the idea is we are the nation's largest wildlife education center. We've got a great just master planning program there that Ken Simmons helps us with in our board. We want to finish that, and then we want to help other people replicate what we're doing.
Yep.
We're working on forming what's called the Outdoor Heritage Institute, where we basically just assist others in either replicating our camp programs. We also have a wildlife management apprentice program,
that's awesome.
Which Ed's helping to build that campus for those apprentices. We train land managers. That's kind of the full circle of our education. Yeah. But we want to help other people replicate this. We need one of these in every state of the country.
100%. Now, it's really cool to see that, like, not only are you focusing on just like the youth and getting them excited, but you're also helping support the education as they get older, so that way you guys are educating them to know, like, how to be able to do this in the future, right?
You know, what's really cool is, our first Camp Woody was in '95. So we have kids who've been campers. They've gone on to college, gotten their wildlife management degree. They've worked with us in the apprentice program. Now they're managing thousands of acres of land. We have people all over the country that are doing that. And we have a lot of kids that are now enthusiastic outdoors people. They love to hunt, fish, and it's so important because 20% of the population hunts, fishes, traps, or enjoys recreational shooting sports. But those people fund 75% of wildlife conservation.
Wow.
So that's so important, and we're allowed to hunt and do all those things because the 80% who don't do it let us. And that's what our school year camp's about. We want to educate not only the young person who's going to be a recreational shooter or someone who loves to hunt and fish, but we want to educate people every kid about the role that these conservationists play, so that they're comfortable with it, right?
Yep.
That's so important. My wife grew up on a farm. She doesn't hunt. She likes to fish. But she thinks people that don't understand the importance of that really need a lot of education.
Yeah, and that's where you guys come in, right? That's right. The main core of this is de-education, right?
That's right.
And sometimes, getting them here for a week, that's like kind of like the gateway to get them interested into it, right?
It's amazing. You can change a child's life in 2 days and set them on a path where they have a great interest in the outdoors. Another exciting thing in South Carolina, I'm a board member of the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation. That's the lead policy organization for promoting fish and wildlife conservation policy and education. And we have a bill in our legislature right now called the South Carolina Conservation Education Act that Senator Campson is promoting. And that bill, if funded, if passed, and we believe it will provide funding for every fourth grader in the state of South Carolina to attend a conservation camp program.
That's awesome.
And some of those kids will come here. Some will go to Clemson's Learning Institute. Some will go to Nemours Wildlife Foundation, some at Interlake, and we just want to get every kid out.
Yeah, it's about the kids, right?
That's right.
That's the point here,
exactly
right? So it's
right.
about the kids. That's where it starts. No, so this is awesome. So guys, let's go out there. Let's check out some of the grounds and see what they have here that they offer to everybody that can come here at South Carolina Waterfowl Association. So what is being done here?
Well, what we do is this is just an area for these live birds. We've got some different species. You can see the pintails.
Yep.
Those are black ducks there on the left. Wood ducks.
Yep.
Wood ducks. There's a fulvous tree duck right in front there. He just called. And then I've got some more birds coming. We work with Sylvan Heights Waterfowl. They hatch and raise the birds. We've got some new birds coming in. But we're always adding. We've got blue-winged teal, redheads. So we try to have some different, diving ducks, dabbling ducks. Talk to the kids about just waterfowl ecology and life history of the birds. So
this is awesome. Yeah. This is really cool.
Yeah. So it's.
So what do you do with the birds? Like, I mean, I'm assuming you kind of raise them in here, and then.
Well, we buy the birds that already, after one of these professional aviaries raises them. We're not actually trying to raise birds in here yet. So we just buy them and put them in the aviary. They're fed in here. They've got clean water.
Yep.
We've got aerators going on in here for the birds.
So this is more like along the lines of like educating the kids and the campers about.
Close,
you
really wouldn't be able to see them up close otherwise.
Yeah, unless they're flying away, right? Yeah.
That's right. Just teach them about waterfowl ecology. So we've got another about 30 birds coming for the summer. So I'm excited about getting more species in here. So
no, this is awesome.
It looks kind of odd, but like the concrete on the side, what that's for is Ducks tend to dig in the dirt for grit. We put grit out. This water's just coming up because we just changed it out.
Yeah.
So it'll be up on the concrete there, and that keeps the birds from digging in the dirt.
Got it.
But anyway.
This is cool. This is awesome. Wow.
So this is the Sky Park. So we have the climbing tower, the Sky Park.
Really, you know, you go to the riverbanks, right? And it's like this high. Like that feels like it's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's sick. And this was just this year you guys did this?
We just put this in, yep.
That's cool.
You know, they climb up to get up in there. They have to climb up Pixie Tower.
And then they get up there and then they go.
Then they're hooked in with the harness and then they go.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
just
really cool.
One of those, you know, team building, confidence building things.
So in the summer when you guys have your Camp Woody, how many like camp counselor or type people do you guys have
we'll
here?
We'll have about 50 staff.
50? Okay.
Yeah, so our capacity is 240 kids and then 50 staff for all of our camp activities.
Yeah, I got you. Now, are they here, like the camp staff, are they here the whole time or do they like transition out or?
They're here the whole, like, we would hire staff for the summer camp.
Yeah.
And then if you look here, we've got all these fishing docks.
Yeah.
And, you know, a counselor can take 8 kids to the fishing dock area. And then we also take kids on the lake. You know, we're right on Lake Marion.
Yeah.
So we take them out catfishing with licensed captains. We do kayaking in the upper swamp. So there's just, you know, try to have a lot of different activities with different levels so they can start out at a certain level and keep coming back and doing more.
Yeah, so they can keep coming back and you're doing the next, like, you know, iteration of their expertise as they grow, right?
That's right.
So
exactly.
how many bunkhouses do you guys have on premises
Well,
here?
we've got a total of, you know, let's see here, I got to count them myself. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 lodging buildings on this side.
Got it. And how many does it hold?
A lot of them are designed where you have like a big open room.
Yeah.
Where you can have 16 kids and 2 counselors. You
Got
know,
it.
At the camp, we're ACA certified, American Camping Association certified. You always have 2 people with the kids at all times.
Yep.
And so you've got 2 counselors per room, and then we have nursing staff here the whole summer whenever camp's on. So we have all the safety stuff.
Yep.
And but anyway, so that's.
No, this is really cool.
Yeah, and then you've got, like, for the smaller kids, the younger kids. You know, older kids, you might have, you know, up to 10 kids per group. Younger kids, you're going to have about 6 kids. You go with fewer kids. Yeah. But anyway, it's just a great opportunity to get them excited about.
So how many kids do you guys have, like, during a week of summer camp, right? Because it's a week long, you were saying, right?
Yeah,
so it's a week at a time.
Our capacity is like 240 per week. Yeah.
Wow. And so this in the summer is just booming.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we have different activity centers. You know, down the road we've got we have bathroom facilities but down the road, like, I've got 6 different sporting clays areas, nice. 2 3D archery courses,
nice.
Another 100-yard range. So I can take a group of 60 kids down there. They can stay on task for 3 hours. Take another group to these fishing ponds. Another group, we have a boathouse over there with canoeing.
Nice.
We can take another group across the road for more advanced shooting activities.
Get them learning.
We have a big ammo bill every year. I mean, it's over $100,000 a year in ammunition. And yeah, Remington and Federal are a big help with that.
Yeah, that's
they
awesome.
help us with that. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. This is really cool, man. Really cool. I love this.
We're fired up, and you guys are a huge part of it. So
that's what we're here for.
So what you're looking at used to be a clay pit.
Wow.
And then it was graded back, some topsoil put in, flooded. And now it's an incredible, you know, fishing pond.
How long ago was that?
That was in 1994, as it was restored back. So
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like clean, like, you know, it clean.
It looks all natural, but it's a great area for wetland ecology instruction and for fishing for the kids. We've got some kayaks here that we take out in the summer, some fishing kayaks. So we get the kids out here. You know, early morning in the summer, you can come out here in the topwater bass fishing in these lily pads is really awesome. So we get the kids out and kind of teach them some kayak fishing techniques. So
this is awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I see there's the houses, the duck. Are those duck houses?
Those are wood duck nest boxes. Yeah, and those are, Those are utilized by wood ducks. They're utilized by black-bellied tree ducks. We have a lot of those now that we didn't have 15 years ago. And then you'll have hooded mergansers, prothonotary warblers, great crested flycatchers. We've put up SCWA in the state about 24,000 wood duck boxes. So we do a lot of habitat work trying to, right now we're replacing all the boxes on Lake Marion and Moultrie. There's about 1,400 of them out there, and those annually produce about 10,000 ducks a year. So,
really?
Yeah.
Now, do you put them are they just out randomly, or there's
well, you're going to put them in the shallow areas where you got some wetland habitat, and then you've got this predator guard which keeps the rat snakes from getting in the box.
Nice.
And then right now I guarantee there are wood ducks in each of those boxes.
Really?
Yeah, right now.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So. But this is really cool. Let me show you this. And one of the things that I really believe strongly in, and I think this ties in with PSA, what are we lacking in this country? We're not teaching kids history. Yeah. We're not teaching them about what sacrifices people made for their freedom. Well, General Richardson, when he got on his horse when he was 70, he had already fought in the Indian Wars, the Cherokee Wars. He got on his horse when he was 70, and that horse is buried right there. And this is his grave, and he was captured by the British when Charleston fell, and he was on a British prison ship, and they offered him parole. Back then you could swear allegiance to the crown and they would let you go. They would parole him back to his plantation. He refused to do it. His exact words are written up, and we're going to have that sign out here, but he said, "I will not dishonor my friends and family by, and if it means my death for this great cause, so be it." And he almost died on the ship. They let him come home, and he died basically the day after he got back here. They buried him, and then General Bannister Tarleton, Bloody Tarleton, was camped right in this field. And Francis Marion was down the road. He was going to attack him the next day. General Richardson's son snuck out, warned Marion, and he chased him the whole next day, and Francis Marion got away. But then he came back and he flogged Mrs. Richardson, had her flogged in front of her kids. They dug the grave up to make sure he was dead. And then they burnt everything. And that story and that incident just fueled all of the patriots, to rise up. So his son and his grandson was the founder of the Citadel, John Peter Richardson. He had 6 descendants who were South Carolina governors. So, but this guy had close to 40,000 acres of land, and he risked everything he had in that Revolutionary War. He was one of the wealthiest men in the state. And but just teaching kids about that history, about the veterans. There's other Revolutionary War heroes buried in this cemetery, and teaching those kids about that and how these people managed the land and used it is cool. So this is going to be called the J.M. Smith Conservation Center. So we'll have 22 bedrooms here with all kinds of patios. The lake is right there. We got ponds, and this will be for the conservation meetings, industry media days, meetings with influencers, salespeople, whatever.
You guys got a lot going on. Oh, look at this. This is cool.
So this is an Olympic bunker trap. There are only 47 of them in North America. And this is an Olympic sport. Under that metal cover, there's 15 automatic throwers.
Huh.
And Promatic is coming here. So the shooters, you have 6 different shooters, and there's a computer that runs the target. So you have to shoot lighter loads The targets are smaller, they're a lot faster than a conventional sporting clays target. And that computer is going to throw a target. It may go off in that direction, it may go straight, it could go at all kinds of different angles. You don't know exactly where it's going to come from. And so it's a really challenging deal.
So
the U.S. Army has a team that competes in the Olympics every year.
Is it open on the other side? It's hard to tell from here.
Yeah, we can show you.
Yeah, because I can see it now. It's like pitched.
So, we have a single trap out there for the outdoors.
Yeah.
And that's normally what it is. But you go in a half moon.
Yep.
And it throws the target.
And then
So
this.
you're in a stand.
Oh. Probably snake habitat under there.
You can see why there's only 47 of them. This is about a $180,000 deal here.
Holy moly.
Because that's probably without the throwers.
No, that's with them, yeah.
So do you have to have, so
We
how
got a
does
very
somebody,
good deal on building the thing.
oh, there's the stairs back there. I was gonna say, you probably have
Yep,
somebody manning
yep.
it underneath
Well,
there.
no, you just set everything. It's all computerized.
Oh, so you,
Yeah, the computer will sit up under that shed back there.
Okay.
So it's all computerized, and then when you start, you're shooting 25 rounds, but you're rotating through different areas. So this is really cool. A lot of people are going to want to. They're already calling us about wanting to come and shoot this because they're just, you just can't get access to one of these. So, so this will be really cool for industry people, for meetings. There'll be a lot of laughter and jeering.
Close enough to the lodge too. You do a little score.
Yeah.
And then it fits right in with our sporting clays tournament or course that goes around
here. No, this is really cool.
This is our Apprentice Instructor Center, which is the 24-bedroom facility. It's where we house all of our wildlife management apprentices, all of the people who come as instructors for camp. So we've got a lot of rooms for them. It's just a great place for young people to, that are all fired up about the outdoors to hang out. And it's a great recruitment tool for us for hiring people.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the camaraderie that you can build while you're here.
Oh, yeah, we'll have dog kennels for them and some volleyball stuff out here and have some storage, where they can park their boats and stuff. We want young people that are fired up about the outdoors and, hunting, fishing, conservation, education. So the Apprentice program is a 2-year program.
I got you.
So we train these young folks.
Is this after college?
These are kids with a 2-year natural resource degree, a 4-year wildlife and natural resources degree, or a master's degree. We train them for 2 years. We teach them how to farm. We teach them how to run hunts, how to do all the aspects of land management, and then we help place them in jobs. So we have a 100% hiring rate.
Oh, that's
We're the
so
only
cool.
people in the country doing this. In the old days, when a kid went to wildlife school when I was young, most of them grew up around farming because a lot of people lived on farms.
Yep.
But now no one lives on a farm, very few people, less than maybe 1% of the population. So you've got, people don't get those experiences.
Yep.
Same in the construction, same in people that are coming to work at one of your ammunitions plants or AR factories, pistol factories. You got to train them. You got to, because they don't have any of those basic skills anymore. So that's what this is about, and then give them a great atmosphere to, enjoy that 2 years and make a lot of lifelong friendships.
So is like the vision of the team that comes here, they would like basically live here for 2 years?
Yep. And then we'll have extra rooms for like expert instructors that come in, or say someone is teaching conservation education at our school year camp.
Yeah.
And they want to be an environmental educator. They would also live here too.
Awesome.
So you have a mix of those two.
Yeah.
And
so it's like a dorm.
Yeah, and we'll have dog kennels for them. We'll have the places for them to store their boats, and because they can fish on the lake in the weekends. They can go do activities, and we just want that great atmosphere for young people, so they want to be here.
Hey man, this was awesome to see everything you guys are doing here. It's so cool to see how involved you guys are and how passionate it is to get these kids involved. Thanks again for having us out here. And honestly, Ed, thanks for being a part of this and supporting these guys here. It's really cool to see. And also, Birdfest, like May 2nd and 3rd. What's this about?
Well, this is our great Bluegrass Festival. We've got Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder coming, the Steep Canyon Rangers, and it's just a cool cultural event. You can come out, bring your whole family. Our education staff is here. They take the kids around to our Waterfowl aviary to the zip lines, to just, you know, fish. They can go fishing, and it's just incredible bluegrass music on the beautiful campus here, and it's just a great cultural event. A lot of the folks from different hunting clubs around the area come and their kids. So if you want to check us out and see what the education center is all about, that's a great time to do it.
Yeah, so how do people go find out more information about South Carolina
You
Waterfowl?
can go to scwa.org, that's our website, and you can go to birdfestmusic.org to check out Birdfest. So you can get tickets online for that. And if you just want to come out and do a tour, we're happy to give you a tour of our facility.
How about like the Camp Woody registration?
Yeah, Camp Woody registrations are right on the site too. If you're interested in sending your child to Camp Woody this summer, that's a great opportunity to get your kids excited about the outdoors. There's 10 weeks of summer camp. So go to the website, it's all on there. If you have any questions, you can call in, and we're happy to talk to you.
That's awesome.
And give a tour to anybody at any time.
That's awesome. Again, thanks again, guys, for watching. If you want to see more of this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and thanks again.